If you have not subscribed to Alboa Cinema, this is where you will get everything. So subscribe. Ni wewe naongelesha. Subscribe.
So now, karibu to Alboa Cinema. There's been something that I came across on the interwebs here about the human organs trade in Kenya. They actually, this is something I wanted to talk about, just randomly out there, because it's such a, I've not totally understood. Okay, I do understand why so many people would take such a route, especially in this country. But it's actually what I saw on this video that was actually a bit disturbing to me. If you look at that, this is this is the town where Westerners buy human organs for £2,000 in Kenya. Please forgive me, there's some knocking going on, some construction, so I hope it's not too distracting. Yeah, so that is from Channel 4 News. Let's see how exactly our young men and women, is there women involved in this? They can, there's something else they can say that you don't have to cut out. But I am really curious just how this goes. So let's watch this video and then I'll give you my feedback. Kama kawa. And of course, watch up or subscription. Subscribe there, like quick algorithm manenos. So let's go.
We're trapped in poverty. If you were trapped in poverty, what would you give for a way out? How many of you have sold your kidneys? Can you put your hands up?
Oh, wow. Did you see that?
If you have sold your kidneys, can you put your hands up?
So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out of like a possible 10 people, 6 have sold their kidneys. Oh wow! So it became like there's like a business going on over there nobody knew about. Oh, we are mess. We are effed. We are totally effed.
Or if your life depended on a transplant, what price would you be willing to pay? In Kenya, a black market for human organs is answering both these questions.
If you want to be transplanted, come to Kenya.
The buyers.
So there are, of course, there are foreigners involved, because the foreigners, they are out there, they have, in their bigger economies, they have people that require this and have the money to can do this. So of course you go to the people that require the money most and maybe can be convinced that they don't need some part of their body. I mean, wow.
Wealthy foreigners who travel here from across the world.
I don't know why they like blur those things. If you're doing a factual report, just don't blur. Like, people need to be aware. Why are you blurring the faces of the people and the places that are doing this? Don't get it.
We're staying in a wonderful hotel here in Eldoret.
It's professional, lucrative.
Oh, this came out a few, is it a week or month? Yeah, it's from Eldoret, yeah, I remember that.
And openly advertised.
Bienvenue chez MedLead, leader des transplantations rénales rapides.
But this illegal industry preys on the poor. I'm here to investigate transplant tourism and the people behind it.
People are coming from all over the world to have a kidney transplant in your hospital. Are you saying they are not coming for the black market?
There's always some Indian.
Welcome to Eldoret, Western Kenya, an ordinary town that's become an organ trafficking hotspot. It's easy to reach and home to dozens of hospitals. The other key ingredient? Poverty.
Poor people who don't have so much of, how do we say, there is no hope. They don't see how they can get off the station they are at the moment. So that's it is what it is, Our choices have consequences, ladies and gentlemen.
We have arranged to meet a group of men. Each sold a kidney to pay for a motorbike, so they...
Oh my God. So, okay, so a lot, so maybe because we saw a lot of them of border guys, I thought it was just they were going to border guys, but it seems the guys have bodabozas because they sold their kidneys. I'm not very sure about the returns on bodas. The daily returns. I don't know if it translates really, because I also have to be honest with you, I'm not particularly sure about the risks of having just one kidney. The research I've done, it seems some people say it's all right. Some people say there can be issues, especially if you're like an imbiber of alcohol or you use or something like that. Especially, but I had mostly like alcohol or what. So I don't know, but that is pending. I have to find out more.
Can earn a living as a taxi rider. How many of you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All of you. For a transport.
Oh, it was all of them. So they all sold kidneys to buy motorcycles. So that's 2,000 pounds, which will translate, I guess, to about 300k or thereabout. So that's what they spend, like 100 or 150 on the motorcycle, and then maybe 150 on healing. Oh, wow. Poverty is bad, my guys.
Plan to be legal here and across the world. Donors must be motivated by altruism, usually to help a friend or relative. But these men were paid the equivalent of just £1,800 by local kidney brokers. Wealthy buyers often pay 40 times that.
Oh, of course, the broker system, the cartels. Of course, there's a broker system that's taking advantage. So if they're paying 40 times that is over 80,000 pounds. 80,000 pounds would be significant here. It would be significant. It would be over 10 million shillings. Or well over 10 million shillings. And for me, that if you're in Eldoret and the risk is not that you would die soon or one of those things, that might be something to consider. But they're taking, oh wow, they're taking well over 95% of the money. And these youths, because these youths, when they get 200,000 shillings, it seems a lot to them. My goodness. Like this country, I think our problems have just started. Like we really didn't know the extent to which we would go to make money. I don't think we have an appreciation of just how bad we are. Oh my goodness. This has disturbed me a bit.
The people who buy your kidney pay about 80,000 British pounds and you got paid 1,800. There is a big difference.
Yes.
Big difference.
There's a big difference, but the amount of being given, it cannot even help you furthermore.
Do you think it was the right decision? Why?
They used me.
They must now hope their remaining kidney stays healthy. The money.
So that's the thing. If your one kidney stays healthy, then I'm guessing you'll be fine. But that is now hope. And maybe if these guys are involved in alcohol or whatever, so you have to stop. They don't look like, at least the ones they've shown, that they are heavy users. Because alcohol, when you take it a lot, easy makali, you can see the people that take it a lot. So oh my goodness.
The money they received doesn't last long. Eric is 30 years old. Struggling with debt 3 years ago, he was approached by a broker. Within days, he was being prepared for surgery with a group of others.
We stayed in a bed-sitter, and by that time, we were 8 people in that house. After 3 days, they just take me to the hospital.
So, like in a bed sitter, 8 people. Like these guys can't even spend like on a big Airbnb to put these people. Like we are really animals. This is like, you see, these brokers are not. This is now people in the general population. This is like I think that's why we have such an affinity to corrupt practices. Like culturally, I think taking advantage of people at whatever cost is easy to do. That's what it seems to me, man. Like. My goodness.
They started treatment. They asked me so many questions.
Eric says he was given a fake ID and told to sign a form saying he wasn't being paid or coerced. 2 days after surgery, he was given his cash and sent home.
And what did you do with the money?
I bought a motorbike. I paid for my mom a loan. I paid for her a TV.
You spent all the money or you still have some money?
I have no money.
If someone comes to you and say, I want to sell my kidney, can you help me? What would you do?
I normally give them advice. The amount being paid is too small. It will not help you at all. He should not do it.
You see, in the current economy, 200,000 shillings, believe it's not really a lot of money if you think about it. With the cost of everything, and even if you are to really eat it or spend it very sparingly, you would still not even if it's up country, you probably wouldn't even go over 6 months if you're just spending the entire 1,200. Yeah, sorry, 200,000. But if you're like, you have to pay for the motorcycle and your mom and your what, that would not take 2-3 months at most. So yes, the motorcycle business has to work. And if you can see, there are so many motorcycles, border riders, there's no way that it can work, it can be as profitable. I'm curious how much they make. I'll find out.
He should not do it at all.
Eric and the others show me their scars. Their kidneys were removed using keyhole surgery. All of them were recruited by local middlemen who'd gone through the process themselves. But who are the people at the top of the transplant tourism business? Raise your hand if your kidney was removed at Medihill Hospital in Eldoret.
Medihill Hospital.
All
so
of you.
That's the main source of that, clearly.
Same hospital, same place. Medihill is part of a chain of hospitals owned by Indian-born businessman and politician Swarop Mishra.
Well, first question, of course, is to do with where you get the money from.
It's from my businesses, and it is not only from Kenya.
It's allegedly a hub for illegal transplants. We're on our way to meet a nurse who works at Medihill Hospital.
There are just so many scumbags in this country, man. Like all stripes. I'm just not gonna, finger the Indians in this case, but everyone. Hey, it doesn't matter what tribe, what religion, what race. Everybody. There are just so many scumbags in this country. Like we can't seem to do anything without a lot of illegality and corruption and inefficiency and mismanagement. Everything. Like, oh my goodness. But you see, this is the other thing, and I think at the base of it all, it's really our fault because we don't have any guardrails. Oh my goodness.
Who is seeing firsthand how this kidney transplant business works. She's agreed to speak to us.
You kindly, the volume.
Anonymously. During her time at Medihill, Jane, not her real name, treated hundreds of patients from across the world, including Israel, Germany, France, and Japan.
Eldoret actually is a city of medical tourists.
Do you think
that is not sufficient? You can hear a voice and you can see a silhouette properly. That's not enough to hide her face. Come on, guys. Channel 4.
These doctors, they know these people are selling their kidneys?
Definitely they know. These people are kept in separate wards. They don't visit each other. Sometimes even they don't know each other. So you know these people are not related. In any case, they are not even friends. How can you be friends with someone you can't even speak the same language with?
Thank you for everything.
Patients who get kidneys here are often older people wasting away on dialysis. Their age means they are far down the transplant waiting list in their home countries. For them, it's a last shot at life. The only requirement, money.
No one wishes someone to die, especially for a nurse. I would not wish to lose my patient. Whether he bought the kidney or not, I would wish to see him alive. So it's conflicting.
Why are you giving us this interview? Why do you want to share your story with the world?
If only you would highlight these things, let the world see and know what's happening behind the curtains, then it would be better for this young generation who want easy money but spoiling their own lives.
That is usually the crux of it, because also the concept of working hard and working overtime to accumulate wealth has been lost to us, because everybody who has wealth around us has stolen it or has mismanaged somewhere or done deals or done wash or drugs. So we don't see people over long periods of time building something, starting a small business, and it grows like that, because that particular way of doing things there's no instant gratification or quick gratification. And culturally, we've basically lost that aspect of having to work things, especially young generation. I can't really just blame the young generation, because they came from my generation and before, and we laid down these laws, so to speak, like the way we live. You can see your dad works somewhere, but he owns a vehicle his salary can't possibly afford, and things like that. Kids know. It's just that when they get older now, they're like, okay, why don't I have an easier life like the people before me? Not understanding it's not actually the majority. Then now they look for get rich quick scams, OnlyFans, crypto, OnlyFans crypto. Of course, wash, money laundering, that's like our main thing. Then of course drug peddling and all those kind of things. And by drugs I mean, the heroines and all the other hard drugs.
So actually make it known to the world, let the relevant authorities take action and maybe stop this trade.
The Kenyan government has pledged to crack down on organ trafficking.
Those things where people say something and, they've said it for 50 years. They never do anything about anything. And they say that we are going to go against the corruption. The person who's telling he's going on about corruption is indicted on 3, 4, 5 counts of corruption. We are a joke.
But while there is money to be made, business continues. It's so open.
Yep.
Some patients even upload testimonials for social media.
I was operated for a transplant in Eldoret, Kenya.
These videos are from MedLead, a company which organizes transplants here in Eldoret. It's a separate organization from Mediheal, the hospital, but provides them with a steady flow of customers.
They are the same company, just one is supply the customers, the marketing branch of the hospital.
Patients get a complete package, including travel and accommodation at this luxury hotel.
They introduced us to this wonderful team of doctors, professional doctors.
They talk about I'm shocked. Africa's professional doctors. I mean,
we are staying in a wonderful hotel here in Eldoret.
You can understand, right? If you're about to die and you have lots of money to save your life, then I think most people would do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm sure they have these moral questions where they question themselves whether it's right to exploit a poor person in order to survive or to live.
I think if, say, all the 80,000, even if it's 18% or 90% of that money goes to the person donating or selling the kidney, I would argue it's fine. Yeah, that's over 10 million shillings. If you're a young man, 30 years old or 25, and you get that, it's a possibility you can just drink it all and die anyway. But it's at least it's a sizable chunk. But £1,800, that's 200k. There's a difference to 200k and 10 million shillings. I mean, over 10 million, because it's over 10 million. 80,000 pounds is over 10 million, 80,000 euros or whatever. Seriously, man.
MedLead didn't respond to our questions.
Of course
they have
did.
claimed previously that all their kidneys are from altruistic donors and they operate in accordance with the law. But what about Mediheal?
Imagine after selling a kidney, you still live like that, man. That's a big sacrifice. Like, guys have to become a bit less attracted to these so-called get-rich-quick schemes. How many people have to get burned? How many people have to lose things? How many people have to lose their lives before you guys stop taking that? It is not worth it. We take risks, yes, but we take calculated risks. It's really not worth it, guys. At some point, you'll have to accept that the decisions you're making are not working. You can't bulldoze through all the time. Like, you're just going to lose. I mean, that's the reason, something like this, actually, that's the reason I was doing this video, because in my opinion, we have lost our capacity to be logical, to think through things and, work through things. We've lost that ability. And I think we are in trouble. Like, this is just a microcosm, but we are in trouble.
The hospital profiting from the transplant business.
You recognize his face?
Yes. Exactly, these are the people. I'm seeing them.
After lengthy discussions, Dr. Srinivas Murthy, the man in charge of removing kidneys from Eric and others, agrees to an interview. The location, Nairobi, in a luxury penthouse owned by Mediheal boss Swarop Mishra. Mr. Mishra declined to appear on camera, but he's sitting just a few meters away with his team of lawyers.
When you have a donor and a recipient who don't look the same, who come from different nationalities, speak different languages, do you not question that?
As a doctor,
I don't think that matters. I think they should have concentrated more on the money. Like, he's talking about the identity. Like, what? Oh, my goodness. See, this is the problem with the media. They find the person and they start asking stupid questions that don't really matter. A kidney from an African can be used by a white person or a Chinese and it works fine. We're the same species, for crying out loud. What does it matter?
my priority is my patient. If somebody is willing to give, I consider him as an altruistic donor. I'm happy that somebody is saving my patient.
So you are saying you have not seen anything that makes you suspicious?
But I know, I cannot, I cannot be a police.
Mediheal say they abide by strict legal and ethical standards.
The thing is, all they are doing is possible that it's legal here in Kenya. It's very possible. And because it's not forced, and it's because the people take the money, you know, there's no real case you can take. But this is the problem, you know, when you sign down and you take the money, like, what do you want after that? What do you want? Why can't you tell them, okay, I don't want 1,800? Man, I guess there are other people they can convince. But after a while, if you all, because all these people, there are so many of them who are giving the kidneys, why didn't you just spread the word so guys get more money? Like, say, okay, at least get 70,000 pounds out of that instead of 2,000. I mean, it's just self-inflicted at this point. These people you are dealing with are dishonest. They don't care about it. They want the money. But you are not looking out for yourself, and you're the one suffering the consequences in the end. Like, why don't you just do that extra step of saying, okay, these people want our kidneys here in Eldoret. I'm sure they can move elsewhere and whatever. But they want our kidneys here. This is the price. Set the price and make sure that you get paid, not the brokers taking all your money, man. Guys.
And agreed to cooperate with the police investigation. They claim they are not involved with arrangements between donors and recipients and that they have no contact with MedLead, despite evidence from hospital staff, patients, and a government report.
It is a passion for me, saving these patients. Otherwise, it is very painful to see somebody rotting on dialysis. It is very, very, very painful.
And you touched on looking from the other side. That side, they are the winners. Their lives have changed.
Yes.
But the other side, young man losing their kidneys.
As an individual human being, I don't want my brother or my son end up selling their kidneys for the sake of some necessity. So the government should help this youth to find a better source of money.
So the young man we spoke with, we showed your photo. and they were very upset. What would you say to them?
It's difficult because it is their choice ultimately.
That's what I was saying. Ultimately, you're an adult who took a deal. You signed on the dotted line and you took the money. Because for him as a doctor, doctors, once you have that skill, you're kind of like a small god. It doesn't matter. There are so many. These people don't care. They're like lawyers. It's the job. Oh, there's a kidney transplant. He's not asking himself where it came from. What is it viable? Can it be? Do they match? I mean, that's what happens. The person who's off camera should be the person here. But you saw him is actually protected. He can't say no. Like if somebody is your doctor and you are hired, you're like, oh, you have to do the transplant. And the person has agreed and he signed and has taken the money. Like, what else is there? And he spoke about something earlier, saying like, why can't these people, why can't the government, they say, to create more jobs and what? The government only needs to create the environment and other people to create the different businesses and what that would employ these people. But that process will not go on because there's mediocrity and theft throughout the processes. Even now, the people who would invest in businesses, they don't understand the process because they got their money from tenders. And that's not business, really, is it? Being a supplier of government is just one small aspect of an economy, but we've made it everything in this country. So that things like this have to happen because the population, the thing is, people do very strange things to survive. They do some really over-the-top things. This is, in my opinion, this just falls right there, like, okay, can be done. But the return is too little. You have to get your 10 plus million. Otherwise, you're destroying yourself and nobody cares. You can see he's talking. He's gotten his payment. All those guys who got their kidneys, they paid him his full fee. And I'm sure he's paid extremely well in the millions, probably hundreds of thousands, millions. I mean, let's not be naive about this world we live in these days, man. It's if you stick your neck out like that without knowing the risks that you're facing, or at least to get all the information about the deal you're doing, you're going to get... How many people, they do deals, oh, you're paid $500,000, then you go realize people made 50 million somewhere.
Whether to sell or not sell, or what they told us and what they told the media is different. So it is up to them. I cannot make any comment on that. Cannot make any comment.
It may be their choice, but for young Kenyans who sell their kidneys, it's a decision they often regret. Transplant tourism is a marriage of desperation and inequality.
Okay, so that was the entire video. To watch all of it because it was only 11 minutes, so it's within range. I guess what we pick from this is that we as a country, we have lost our ways so bad. There's innumerable vulnerabilities in our society right now. There are so many people who are vulnerable. So many. And they're making one dumb decision after another. And they're expecting the government somehow will come in and save them. They're not going to do that. They've not done it before. I don't know why you expect them to do that. So it's upon you, whether you like it or not, that this is your life. It's upon you to make sure that you're not taken advantage of, because no one else cares enough. You guys have to stop. You have to stop with this behavior of always trying to, you make the dumbest decisions, but then expect the dumbest people, the most incompetent people, to sort it out for you. It's not going to happen. Anyway, I do feel bad for these young men, and you can see it's mostly young men, because young ladies have other things to sell. Yeah, it's a fact. And if young men are not going to have the nurturing from when they are growing up, at least have an opportunity and say, at least I may be able, if I apply myself and whatnot, I will break in and I'll build something, I'll get a good job, I'll start a business, it will grow. If there's very little towards making that a reality, this is what is going to happen. That's why people are doing all the illegal activities across the country. There's a lot of theft, there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of such, That's why, because as a country, and there's a lot of apologies for the mediocrity we have, the government we have. There's a lot of that, and that's not going to stop. It's not my wish that things like this continue forward. I wish I would come back and do a video and say something was done about this, and these guys were recompensated with their full amounts. That will be the ideal situation. But because of what they did and what they signed, at least the very least, the people who are around Eldoret now should understand. The people who want to donate your kidneys to these old rich people who want to continue living, make them pay the correct price, man. Don't take 200,000 shillings, bana. Then you regret later. Like, how many times, how many of these people have to give away those kidneys before you learn? If you must give your kidney, my goodness, get your money first. 200,000 is not money. Ask somebody else outside of your little group of people. Find out on the internet how much these are. Like, you guys, all of you have smartphones. The desperation can't... Don't be too desperate to make the correct decision. Don't. You will regret it 100% of the time, and I'm telling you. This is the experience telling you. All right, man, guys. That's the video for today. It's left me with a bad feeling. I don't know what you think. Please leave your comments. Just give me your opinion, what you think about this. And is there any hope really in this country where it's nothing is working? So if you haven't, please do subscribe to the channel, leave a like and a comment. And until next time.